Sponsoring people is easy, easy peasy, right? Success is optional. Anybody, listen, anybody can sign up in this business, right? Is that not right? Yep. You can sign up. But success is optional, and you choose it by your actions. And the actions that you choose is by getting plugged into the system, right? Yep. It's a must. Your goal is to go 2 and 72, to go bronze within 72 hours. The way that you do that, remember what I talked about earlier, inviting your top 20 prospects within 72 hours? Out of those 20, you want 2. That's what, 10%, right? Let me ask you a question. When you're growing up, if you came home with a report card that had 10% on it, what would happen? Woo. I wouldn't even go home. I ought to run away from home. So you're looking for 10%. You just have to talk to enough people to get to that 10% threshold. Does that make sense? Okay, let me tell you, next slide, please. Here's the reason why systems are so important. You want to make yourself irrelevant to the process. And that's a hard thing for some people to figure out. Let me explain to you why. You want the system to continue to help you build your income in your business in your absence. I would assume there'll be a day in each of our lives that you'll want to enjoy your success and have more free time and go on vacation, right? Does that make sense? And to be able to enjoy life. If every part of the process you have to be involved in it, you're building your business the wrong way. So which means that you have to spend and invest your time in your leadership, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But you have to make sure that you rely on the system. Does everybody get that? That's very profound, correct? If you have to do, well, here, watch this. What's even more cruel, you don't want a roller coaster check, which means it's very high one week, and then you had to do something the next week with the family, blah, 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 so your check dropped like a brick because you weren't there. I wasn't there to do three-way calls. And that means you didn't teach other people to do it right, correct? It means you didn't develop other leaders in your business to help you. You didn't leverage yourself. You did not duplicate yourself. Does that make sense? Next one, please. Number one priority. Your number one priority. Make sure your whole group, your whole team, your whole organization knows and teaches the basic 4 steps. The only, and I cannot stress this enough, the only true measure of your organizational strength is this, is how many leaders you have in your business that are following and teaching the system. I don't care how many people you have in your business making money. You have a lot of people making money that don't know what they're doing yet. It's true, you can. You really can. But that is the only measure of strength in your business. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to ask the question again. Thus far, have I said anything that anybody in this room cannot do yet? Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's easier to make money quickly or slowly? Think about that. Remember, the first 72 hours, very important. Here's why it's important. A lot of reasons why. Here's some. You know, if you go bronze in 72, that people are going to be earning a commission in their first week, right? Which is important. If we have instant pay, then it's instant commissions. Psychologically, though, this is what happens. There's a major transformation that occurs from needing to be motivated to becoming the motivator. Does that make sense? Everybody get that? It's deep. Somebody earns quickly, they make the transition from being somebody who needs to be motivated to a person who is pushing the motivation. In other words, they start to become a believer. Does that make sense? That's critical. When that happens and you have a bunch of people doing that, then your business will begin momentum, right? That's a friend of mine, Mo. Momentum. Mo's my friend. You always want to keep Mo as your friend. And always remember, we talked a lot about teaching and caring and helping each other. The business is about helping people get started properly. If I sit back and I see what people do wrong, one of the very big steps that people do is this. They get somebody involved, right? Got my fast start. Then they call them up 2 weeks later wanting to know what they're doing. What are you doing? Why are you asking somebody what they're doing? If you help them build their list, do you know what they're doing? Yes or no? Okay. If no three-way calls are coming to you, do you know what they're doing? If they're not on the opportunity presentations and not putting guests on there, do you know what they're doing? If they're not on Diamond Rush trainings on Saturday, do you know what they're doing? You know one of two things. You know what they're doing or you know what they're not doing. Both of which gives you the answer that you need, right? Let me teach you something. If you prospect enough, right, you can be choosy as to whom you work with. That's a good place to be. That way you don't have to, you know what option 3 is? I love option 3. Option 3 is you got somebody on the phone, right? Who thinks you need them. Because some people, whatever, they have a overvalued self-importance going on about them. Let me understand this right? You're driving a beat-up hoopty. You're not spending time with your family, right? You're not giving back in the community. You hate your job. You're miserable. You have no purpose, or you haven't found it yet. And who needs whom? I need you? Yeah? You think? So, when people get like that, you give them option 3. What'd you say? No, I'm just teasing you. But being serious, though, you have to understand the relationship. We have what people need, which is a vehicle that just happens to be supported by tremendous products, tremendous support, branding, et cetera. Does everybody understand that? Don't be a chicken recruiter. You're like this. Well, Steph, you might like what I need. Come on. Come on. Really? Seriously? Let me explain something to you, okay? This industry's been around for approximately 60 years. It's proven, guys. This company's been around for 5 years now. We're proven. Somebody said in an email the other day, well, I need to see your company financials to make sure your company's proven. Do we have a bleep on these cameras? Get out of here. What, the fact that we haven't been around for 5 years and we're debt-free and all of our equipment is not okay for you? I don't need to convince people like that. The performance should be what convinces you. I don't listen to what people say. I watch what people do. right? There's an old expression. The person talking about doing it should never interrupt the person doing it. Right? So, big key here too. Big, huge key. Let's see how good you are in math, right? Top earners always stay in their warm market. And it goes like this. We already established the fact the average person knows about 300 people, right? Correct? And if I sponsor men, and men has 300 friends, family, business colleagues, etc., right? What are those people to me? They're my friends. Here's the trick. If men edifies me right to them, and we have a love fest, then guess what? Now I have 600 friends. Do you see how that works? And men sponsors one person, another person, and those people are introduced to me. Now I have what? 900 friends. Even if it's a second generation friend or a third generation friend, you're still within your warm market. If I like men's my friend, and men like somebody, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to like them until they show me otherwise, right? Does that make sense to you? So this nonsense that people say, I don't have any more friends. I tried to get them into Amway 38 years ago. They told me no. And Amway's a great company. I mean, I have a lot of respect for that company, actually, tons. And everybody in this room should. They paved the way for the industry. But do you see how that goes? Always stay in your warm market. Do not ever go to where these people, watch this, okay? Do you have a list I can buy? Really? When you go and automatically just try to sell the product to businesses and that's all that you do, you're cutting leverage out of the equation. You understand that, right? And let me explain it to you like this. If you sell the product to a company that, let's just say it's a pool company, correct? The pool company uses the product, saves money, builds better relations with their customers. What are they going to be giving back to you? You get a fast start bonus, correct? Right. What percentage in their revenue are they going to share with you, their increased revenue? None. Let me explain to you what a properly built network looks like. It consists of two things. People going out and recruiting other associates, right? While at the same time you are selling the product to customers. I give every single person that I talk to the opportunity to tell me no about the business. Because frankly, I don't know of anybody who would not like to have more money and or more free time. People that say no to the business, we have so many customers, which is fantastic. But some people make a mistake of just trying to go to customers only, and you're not getting leverage moving in your business, which means more people talking about it. Does that make sense to every single one of you? Selling the product to customers is wonderful. Same volume, we love it, but focus on building a network at the same time. It doesn't mean, when I say focus on, some people misunderstand this. It doesn't mean just focus on recruiting. It means focus on recruiting other associates while at the same time selling the product to customers. You do both simultaneously. Does that make sense? Again, the heart of relationship marketing is trust. Friends do what friends do. So through proper edification, you'll always stay in your warm market. You will never, ever, ever lead it. That's why people that say they need to run ads, you know what it tells me? They don't know how to build the business.